In the Netherlands, we have less and less mushroom farmers. I think nowadays you have around 60 mushroom farmers.
We have a reasonably small mushroom consumption in India.
I made the choice not to become a mushroom grower.
So I asked him to expand. And he said, for me, it's my hobby. For you, it's your business. So you have to expand. I will not expand.
Okay.
So you see the production in the Netherlands is going down.
So whatever waste we are getting in India, we are using that. Whatever waste they are getting, it may be better in some way. Our product may be better in another way.
So more and more we go around the world, travel around the world, and also get people from around the world to the Netherlands.
It's very interesting, like how your families have played a very pioneering role in your lives, and eventually you have both have landed in an industry which is, for many of us, like many people even who will be watching, it's just a fungi. Okay.
They sell the knowledge, they sell the equipment, and they sell.
So Mark, tell us something about you. Like how has your life been? You have born and brought up in Netherlands, and a little bit about you.
Yeah. So I born in the Netherlands, in the south, close to Belgium.
Okay.
And in the southwest. My father had always a mushroom farm, and the mushroom farm was 20 meters from our house.
Okay.
So every minute I was at school, I was playing on the mushroom farm, in the mushroom farm, even with my small tractors or something like that. So, and slowly, after a while, from playing in the mushroom farm, you start to work in the mushroom farm. You help my father, or my grandfather was also on the farm. So, and slowly I run into in the mushrooms, let's say like that.
Okay. So you mentioned that your father and also your grandfather was into the mushroom business.
Yes, my father established the mushroom farm.
Okay.
And it was, my grandfather was his father-in-law.
Okay.
So, but my grandfather, my family was always around our house.
Okay.
And my grandfather was also helping my father. He was retired.
Okay.
So, and when I was born, he was already retired.
Okay.
So, in that way, we were always at home in the family business.
Oh, interesting. So, how did he get the idea of starting a mushroom farm? Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, his father was a trade company in potatoes.
Okay.
And they grow very fast. It was in the 60s. And my father didn't want to continue to that. And there was, let's say, close to our village, around 60 kilometers, there was a mayor who promoted the mushroom business. And my father also heard that, and he was enjoying that. And he starts first one room, then two rooms. And he started in the mushroom business like that.
Oh, that's very interesting, because I know a similar story of Mr. Anurag. So, Mr. Anurag, would you like to share that? How did you enter into the mushroom industry?
Even my father wanted to grow mushrooms because we had an empty house. But he did not start, but he had an idea which I took from him, and I immediately got into mushroom trainings and all those things. I got my first training in mushrooms in 1990. I was too young, but from that year, I have started loving mushrooms.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, a common thing that I notice in both of you is that your fathers had a major role to play, and because of whom I think you dived into the mushroom industry, and both of you are doing very good in your respective genres of within the same industry. Mm-hmm. So, I would like to ask you, Mark, like what role specifically has your father played in your life?
I think he was an open-minded person. So for him, it was no problem if I want to do something else. Mm-hmm. So, but he enjoyed that I helped him, and he let me free to do what I want on the farm.
Okay.
So he gave me quite early responsibilities. not only on the farm, but like to learn my life. And in that way, he was always positive. Everything what I will did. And the same, I went first to the school, and also to university, and I want to discover the world. So in the first thing, I was traveling. The first time I traveled alone was to Italy, to visit a mushroom farm. It was I lived in with a family over there, and they were just let me go. They never say no. It's not better not to do. No, they always enthusiastic in the ideas I had, and it's still working like this. When I graduated, I worked for some companies, and in '99, I was asked by the mushroom school at that time in Horst, and also my father joined that school in the 60s. And in '99, they asked me, so he was very proud that people asked me to join as a trainer.
Okay. And
So he's always enthusiastic.
how old were you?
In '99, when I start
Yeah, yeah.
over there, I have to write 27 years
27.
old. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
very nice.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you? Like, what role has your father played in your life?
Oh, he was a biology PGT, and we are two brothers and one sister. One, my elder brother, went into dairy. My sister went into physics, and I was the only person who joined microbiology. So he was very happy that I'm taking the family legacy ahead. So he was happy because only I was studying microbiology.
Okay. So, like you mentioned that both your siblings went for completely different domains and you were the only one who studied microbiology. So, was it after you started studying microbiology, he suggested that maybe you can do something about mushrooms, or he suggested that before and after that you thought of studying microbiology?
After your school, you have to go to some college, and uh, uh, at that time you are usually confused that what you have to do. In our time, it was the knowledge, the information was not too much available, so you can choose. So whatever comes your way, you choose. It was like that. But after getting into microbiology, I got very much interested in microbes and mycology and bacteria and everything.
Okay. And once you developed the interest and you found this industry also fascinating, and then you dived deeper.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
interesting. So, Mark, I would come again to you. When we talk about the mushroom industry, how did you, figured out the potential of providing training in this particular industry? What was this industry very big when you started, or it had a potential at that point of time, and eventually it became big?
No, it was, let's say, on that time in 2000, but even in the 90s before, it was a quite big industry in the Netherlands.
Okay.
And we had around, I think in the 90s, around 1,000 mushroom farmers. And when I joined the mushroom school, also the government was taking away the money from the school. Before it was providing money, but it should be private. So it should be a commercial company. And that takes quite a lot of tension or changement. And I was immediately started in that changement. So if you are commercial, you have to say you have to earn your own money. So that I think in the start, when I start with the mushroom school and I finished working there 10 years later or 11 years later, I worked for all different kinds of companies, but it was always the same thing I do. Only the name of the company changed, the organization changed, but I did the same thing. And in the Netherlands, we have less and less mushroom farmers. I think nowadays you have around 60 mushroom farmers. So you can see how it went less and less. So I was in the moment there when it gets less, but we become more and more working as an international company. So more and more we go around the world, travel around the world, and also get people from around the world to the Netherlands.
Okay.
And I think my world is not the Netherlands, it's not Europe, but it's really international part.
Okay.
So I did it for 10 years then. And then I was working for a company. I didn't have my own company. And I had some discussions about new people, about hiring people. And because all my colleagues, they are in retirement now. With 10 years ago or 15 years ago, I was thinking, yeah, but they are retired in the same time. So we have to do something now because we have 15 years to educate people. And my big boss was not agree with me. So I said, okay, then I choose to go for myself, and I established a mushroom office. And I started to write the book, Mushroom Sequence.
Okay. So that's quite a roller coaster journey that you have had. So for how long were you working as an employee? You started at 27, if I'm correct?
I worked for that consultancy company, training consultancy, for 11 years.
For 11 years. You
Yes.
started at 27?
Yes. So, and I established in 2010.
2010. Okay. So,
so
roughly
that's-
11 years. You started in
yeah.
1999,
Yeah.
late 1999, and then eventually you started your own company.
Yes.
And before that, you were working at your own mushroom farm that was started by your father?
Yeah. But that mushroom farm, I didn't never. I work with them a lot.
Okay.
But when I finish my study, I have to do my own work.
Understood.
And I said to my father, it's a little bit more problem to work also half week in your farm and do another job. And there was we are located as our small mushroom farm really in the center of the village.
Okay.
So our house was 20 meters from the farm, and the house was on the opposite of the church.
Okay.
And the church in the Netherlands are in the center.
Okay.
So if I want to continue, I have to invest a lot of money. And I know as a mushroom grower, especially at that time, but still it is, it's not that you have the weekend off. It's 7 days a week, all year long. And if you want to go on holiday, you have to prepare a lot. And most of the time, things goes wrong when you are not there.
Okay.
So I made a choice not to become a mushroom grower.
Okay.
It's first a financial choice because you are depending on the bank, on a lot of people. And also it's a choice of life. Because if you are a mushroom grower, nowadays it's a life, because 7 days a week you have to continue watch how your mushrooms are growing. So
That's very interesting. So
yes.
eventually you thought that within the industry you would like to pursue something else. So that was very, very fascinating.
Yeah.
Mr. Anurag, so like Mr. Mark had the privilege of, his father had a farm where he could learn about mushrooms practically, and eventually he transitioned into becoming a trainer. But in your case, it was just an idea. You did not have any mushroom farm or any background as such. So can you tell me the initial aspect, the kind of struggles that you went through, and why didn't you decide on working with a mushroom company first and then starting your own venture? If you can just tell a little bit.
There were not many opportunities when I started into mushrooms. So actually, again, it is a story. One of my uncle suggested me. I wanted to grow mushrooms, but then one of my uncles suggested me. He's a mycologist. That why not make spawn? And I said I have no money. So he said, okay, I will make spawn and you do the sales.
Okay.
And then he started making spawn in his house in a very small setup, where he was making 30, 40, maybe 50 kgs of spawn, and I was selling. So I'm a good salesman. And very soon that quantity became very less, that there were more orders, and only 40, 50 kgs spawn was made. So I asked him to expand, and he said, for me it's my hobby, for you it's your business, so you have to expand, I will not expand.
Okay.
So I said, okay. So then I started looking for options. what I have to do and how I have to manage money. So I had a car, Maruti 800, which I got from my brother. And I sold that car and started a factory. It was again a small factory, but we grew big with time.
Interesting. That's a very emotional aspect of the story. And this story tells us that you had undaunting faith that yes, you want to do that. You took a risk, you sold the car, and you eventually started the factory. And today, you have expanded. You are one of the top growers, top mushroom spawn producers of our country. And you are employing over 100 people. So that's a very good job in itself. Very commendable.
Yes.
You want a beer? That's very interesting, like how your families have played a very pioneering role in your lives, and eventually you have both have landed in an industry which is, for many of us, like many people even who will be watching, it's just a fungi, okay? But there is so much behind it. It's like such a big industry is going, working. So many farmers are working. Thousands and thousands of workers are working. Like you mentioned, 24 hours, 7, 365 days. It's a never-ending cycle. And yet, people who are just, eating it, they have absolutely no idea.
Yes.
Like how much it goes. So I believe that the kind of passion both of you have, that is very, very unmatched. And in the previous session, I don't know if you noticed, he also have a tattoo of mushroom in his hand.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah,
noticed.
Are you going to make it as well?
No, no, no.
So you are not passionate
No,
about mushrooms.
yeah.
One of my friend told me recently, mushroom is a business of passion. Unless you have passion, you cannot grow mushrooms.
No, that's true. It's alive.
Yes. And he said, my father was a builder. He was into constructions. So he said, I would have better been into constructions than into mushrooms.
Oh, amazing. So I really want to now dive into the aspect of mushroom growing as a business, and we would compare like how it is happening in Europe and how it is happening in India, and what kind of opportunities are there. We'll also talk about the potential collaborations on how Indian mushroom growers can learn from the practices from Europe and vice versa. So I would like to ask you, Mark, like what have you observed? What is the difference between how mushroom growing is happening in Europe versus India?
Yeah. Let's say I think there are big differences. But on the other hand, the basics, also with the discussion the last 3 days, you see the basics are always the same. They're not changing. And I was looking for what can they learn from me, because I'm more specialist, of course, in the European style of making mushrooms. And I will say what is the difference before, and I go a little bit in depth, is I think composting is quite different, especially the raw materials, if you start with that. The raw materials here in India, they are short of structure. And we use horse manure in the Netherlands, Belgium, but also a lot of wheat straw in the rest of the world. And that's quite all the same. It's easy. Let's say relatively easy. It can be difficult, but still it's easy. In your situation, you use, if you have wheat straw, it's very short wheat straw. It's 4 centimeters long. Or you're using also bagasse or some other materials. And that's completely different. It's quite difficult. But on the other hand, it's always a little bit the same. So the pre-wetting, etc., is more or less the same. Only the structure is shorter. And the structure is important to keep oxygen in the compost. And how you lose that problem, which I see as a problem, you just have a very low filling weight. So you put less compost on a square meter. And on the end, you have more or less the same results. So, and your question was a little bit, what can they learn from our situation?
I'll come to
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned one important point, that was the difference in raw material.
Yes.
Like in Europe, majorly people use wheat straw, and
Yes.
that too of a bigger size, if I've understood
Yeah,
it correctly.
longer size. Yeah,
Longer
yeah,
size, yeah.
it's a long.
In India, there are multiple feedstocks that are being used, like paddy, bagasse,
Yeah.
and of smaller sizes.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Anurag, can you tell me that does it affect, like what is happening in Europe? Is that better, or what is happening in India? Is this better? Like, if you can draw a comparison.
To my understanding and my knowledge, we both are doing good. Whatever raw materials they have, they are taking the best use of that. Whatever raw materials we have, we are taking the best use of that. And it is actually, mushroom grows on waste. So whatever waste we are getting in India, we are using that. Whatever waste they are getting, it may be better in some way. Our product may be better in another way. So there is no comparison, and formulations and recipes for compost change from maybe 500, every 500 kilometers or 1000 kilometers, the recipe of compost changes.
Okay.
So we are thousands of kilometers away. So I think that's okay, is it?
Yeah, it's okay. And I think it's not the way you grow the mushrooms or the quality of the mushroom. Let's say every mushroom grower, every compost yards want to make a profit. And that's the target. You want to make a profit to get your life paid. Let's say that way. And the first time I came here, the second time I came here 2 years ago, I was really positive surprised about a farm make straw from bagasse. He only used bagasse. And I make a discussion, why you don't not use wheat straw? Because I think you can make it a little bit better. But he told me, yeah, bagasse I get for free. And wheat straw I have to pay. So can you tell me how much more production when I get when I use wheat straw? I see a few percent, maybe because it looks quite well. I say, yeah, but the cost price to make a compost with wheat straw is so much more expensive. So it's better to use bagasse and try to make the best of it. And that's the point. You have to see what it costs. And we work with waste materials. I think that's also for the consumer important to understand that we make with a lot of waste. We only use waste, and we're making most healthy fruit or
Crop.
vegetable crop you can make. That's maybe we have to make more promotion for it. But anyway, we all do it to make a profit.
Yeah.
And how you're doing it, and that's the same in my courses. I do something. I not tell the people you have to do it like this or this or this. No, I like to give an example that should be target you should reach, and how you reach that. This is maybe a way, but you can also make another road, and you get the same results. And I think that's the funniest thing. What I do to travel around the world is people do it always on their own way.
Yeah.
And as he has mentioned, every 500 kilometers, they do it another way. But even I can know companies, they have 2 compost yards. And in both company, they do it on a different way. So
I think one very amazing thing that I could draw out from whatever you both mentioned. Number one, that like you mentioned, that compost is made out of waste. Okay. And you had gone to a place wherein they were getting that raw material for all free, like you mentioned. And I believe that one industry's waste was something priceless for another industry. So we call it waste to wealth. So which is happening. So I think that's a very interesting analogy and a very interesting learning, that whatever you can procure at the best rate possible, and if you know the expertise of turning that into your product that you want, you should go ahead with that. Because ultimately, like you mentioned, that we all are here to make profit. So that's very interesting. So Mr. Anurag, can you tell me that how big is mushroom industry in India? And then we'll ask Mr. Mark about Europe.
We have a reasonably small mushroom consumption in India, we have only 100 grams per capita consumption, and it is like I was talking to my friend Anu about Domino's. In India, Domino's has a customer footfall of once in a month. Every customer of Domino's comes only once in a month, and according to their surveys, or not surveys, but according to their calculations, every person takes 3 meals in a day. So they are able to serve only one meal per person out of 90 meals. So still they have a scope to cater 89 meals. Same is with the mushroom industry. We have a huge gap between consumption and what could be the consumption. So in even in last session also, I said if we could just double the consumption, which is not too much, we move to 200 grams per person in India, the size of industry will be doubled. So yes, we have a lot of scope currently in mushrooms.
Mr. Mark, can you tell me that how big is the mushroom industry in Europe?
I think in Europe we have more countries, and what we see in the Netherlands, especially in the Netherlands, in the 80s, 90s, we still are a very exporting country. So our agriculture is an exporting country, and the export is more difficult. So you see the production in the Netherlands is going down, and because I think a few years ago we produced around 300 million kilos yearly with all the farms, and now we are. Don't take me really on the number, but I think we are somewhere between the 280 tons. So it's went down.
Okay.
That's for the Netherlands. If you look at to Europe, right?
In just Netherlands, you mentioned that from 320 million tons to 280 million tons.
Yes.
Just in Netherlands.
Just the Netherlands.
Oh, okay.
And we produce a lot.
Okay.
Here in India, but also in the rest of the world, you do hand picking mushrooms.
Okay.
But we have our industry have also a system for mechanically harvesting, and that is the biggest part of the production we have. Before we had also more fresh market. The fresh market is a little bit down because, for example, in Poland, the labor cost is lower, and the labor cost is almost 50% of the cost of the mushroom if you pick them by hand in the Netherlands. And in Poland is less. So in that way, Poland took over our position for delivering the fresh market in Europe almost.
Oh.
So that's why we are struggling with the Poland people in that way, let's say that way.
Understood.
And another thing what you see in Europe is that people want to have more local food. So you see in Italy or in Germany, the market is maybe stable or maybe growing a little bit, but it's took over by the German farms or by the French farm or even Great Britain farms. They grow, and we are a little bit getting smaller.
Okay, interesting. Mr. Anurag, can you tell me that if someone wants to enter into mushroom industry and they want to do something in the industry, how do they get started in terms of setting up a plant as a business? Yeah.
First of all, they should come to a mark training.
Okay.
And know the insides of the mushroom. And once they know how the mushrooms are grown, how the mushrooms behave, and how the mushroom industry looks like, they should make up their mind to get into the industry.
Okay.
The industry is highly complexed. It is not an easy thing to grow mushrooms. But yes, with the right knowledge, with the right equipment, and with the right processes, you can grow wonderful mushrooms. we invited Mark to understand the psychology of modern mushroom farms, what they are doing in their countries, and as Mark traveled all over the world, we wanted to gather the knowledge and have an insight that how we can change our systems and processes to get better yields. So if we grow mushrooms with systems and processes, we can have wonderful mushrooms. And it is not complicated. It is a very loving industry, and it is you fall in love with mushrooms when they grow. So once you start growing mushrooms, you can't leave them.
Understood. So that passion comes in. Okay, very nice. Mark, since you have traveled all over the world and you have known about how different mushroom practices are happening around the world. So, which country is currently leading when it comes to mushroom growing as well as export?
I think for mushroom growing, we are the Dutch industry is still leading the mushroom business. You can see it also in the companies. A lot of companies also you see here are sponsoring it because they sell the knowledge, they sell the equipment, and they sell the high level of knowledge. And that's not only here. I think in India is even a little bit difficult because of your low way of growing mushrooms, because our equipment is very good. I will not say it's the best of the world, but maybe I should say it. But on the other hand, it costs also quite a lot. Our industry, our labor, everything is very expensive. And in India, everything is more low cost. Maybe for you it's high cost, but for us, it's low cost. Back to your question, if you see growing companies, growing countries, I think one of the growing countries also Poland, and in the world is China. China is the biggest producer of mushrooms, and not only, especially also for exotics. And China have also the history to eat mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
And nowadays they are turning over to the agaricus mushrooms, the white butter mushrooms. And also they grow very fast in it.
Okay.
We have to see what's happening in the next 10 or 20 years.
Okay, interesting. So what I've understood is that when we talk about Europe in terms of the growing methods, they are very advanced. And when we talk about the number one producers of mushroom, it is China.
Yes.
Okay, and where does India stand?
India is much low. We produce around 180,000 tons of mushrooms in a year.
It's more or less the same as we do.
Yeah,
180,000. You said one.
Yeah,
180.
Yeah, 100. You say
You said 280 million.
yeah, kilos, and he talks about tons. So
Okay.
it's more or less
okay,
the same.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, but our population, if we see the population, it is very meager. It is very small quantity we produce because we our strength is our population. We can grow anything, we can make anything, and we have a huge big market within our country itself. So the right thing is we should go more into mushrooms, make people eat mushrooms, and they should know the benefits of eating mushrooms.
Okay.
I think if I can say something,
Sure.
we see in Netherlands that meat, that meat is using a lot of use from the environmental issues. So we need to produce soya in the south of America. The soya is coming to us. It's a lot of consumption of CO2 footprint. And if you compare the meat, if you eat mushrooms, the nutrients of the mushrooms to eat is also very healthy. But we don't need so much CO2 footprint. We're using waste materials and we're making the best product of it. That's the best commercial you can have.
Absolutely.
And we have to promote that much more not only in India, but also in Europe, in all over the world, that the mushrooms are the food of the future.
Understood. Just out of curiosity, I would like to ask both of you. First, I would ask Mr. Mark, do we have cold room mushroom growing more in Europe, or traditional farmers growing mushroom more? Like, what is more?
In Europe, we
In
have
Europe,
only mushroom farms, industry, which makes mushrooms a year round.
Okay.
So
Climate
it's
control.
Climate control room.
climate
Okay.
control rooms.
There are no
Yes.
traditional farmers who are growing?
No, no, no.
Okay.
Only for exotics we have a few, but for agaricus it's year round and all
So
climate
basically, it's been
control.
industrialized. Like mushroom growing there has been industrialized majorly.
Yes.
What about India?
In India, we have two patterns of growing. One is a seasonal growing. We grow it in thatched thatched rooms, and one is a climate control units. Thatched roof is reasonably highly profitable business. Incidentally, in Mark's training in last 3 days, there was a guy who grows mushrooms during season only.
Okay.
So we were asking him, why don't you get into a climate control unit? He said, I'm very happy. I work for only 6-7 months, and rest of the year I am free. I can roam around, I can travel, I can enjoy life.
Okay.
So it's just how you look at it.
Yes. Yes. Like you mentioned that when we are involved in the climate control rooms, it's like 24/7, 365 days. If you have to go for vacation, we have to plan.
Yeah.
So I think the seasonal farmer is enjoying there. So what is the ratio? Like if out of 100, what percentage is being grown by farmers and what percentage by
It
climate
is
control rooms?
almost 40% is grown by the farmers, the
Okay.
seasonal farmers,
Okay.
and 60% is done by the big farms.
Okay, so do you think in India also slowly the traditional farmers growing mushroom is reducing and industrialization is happening just like
Yes,
mentioned?
at times it is very critical. As I already said, we need to have best systems and processes in place, which are not available in the seasonal farms.
Okay.
And they have a lot of crop failures, diseases, and so many problems in growing. So yes, and now another problem which they are facing is, I know farmers for last 20-30 years, their children do not want to get into mushroom growing.
Okay.
So they want to go for a job or something like that. Now the salaries are very good in India, so people want to join a job rather than working in a mushroom farm. So that is one main reason for which the seasonal farms are reducing.
Okay, that's I think a very interesting perspective that you gave. That the children who come from farming families, they are not very much interested in continuing that farming, and because the salary structure in India is also increasing, so people are very interested to go towards that side of life. So when I talk about jobs specifically in the mushroom industry, whether it's for growing spawn or in the growing of mushroom or any ancillary industry, so what type of jobs are available and are there any certifications or degrees available in India which one can pursue, or they are just informal trainings available?
Some universities have started making courses for growing mushrooms. They even have small setups within their colleges to grow mushrooms and teach their children to grow mushrooms. Now, the problem, as Mark said, you don't have holidays in mushroom growing, and everyone wants a holiday, even the weekends. So and then but we have, unfortunately, we do not have educated people working. I would not say educated people. I would say trained people who are adopting this. So the industry definitely is growing, but the staff, the people, they are not growing.
Okay.
And that is one of the objectives of Marg, to educate people in good growing systems, and also make the industry not suffer with crop failures, diseases, and other things. So
Okay.
I'm sure we'll be able to do something about the jobs creation in mushroom industry.
Okay, perfect. Mr. Mark, can you tell me that when since you are also a very renowned trainer in this particular industry, how can we, provide trainings? Like, how can people access the relevant trainings or the right knowledge in this particular sector?
Yeah. Yeah, they can find if they look. Let's say how they found me, because I give the trainings. So most of the time they find me because of people are talking about it. It's a mushroom world is a small family. So example also here, everybody knows each other in India, but that's also worldwide. And I think you can mention a good example later on how you find me, because it's a talking world.
Yes.
So people talk about things, and if they say, "Oh, I need an education or I need something," most of the time they will say, "Okay, you go to Mark or you go." Yeah, find on the internet and Google him, and you will find it. So, and that's how the most people find me worldwide. And then, of course, you make some promotion on the World Wide Web, and also people find about me. So that's most of the time they start to courses, and even in the Netherlands now we set up some trainings, and we have an institute in the Netherlands for the farmers. They are all a member of that institute, and that institute we make together a course for the mushroom growers. Okay. So and then it's promoted like that way.
Okay, interesting. So I think I've had a lot of questions about the mushroom industry and your personal lives. Now we are towards the end of this particular podcast, and I would like to ask something which is not related to mushrooms. So you have gone to Netherlands, yes, and you have visited India. So tell me one local dish that you loved about Netherlands, like anything that you had.
Netherlands doesn't cook good food.
You already loved.
Yes.
Do you agree with him? Do you agree?
I agree about India.
Okay, so you say that in India we don't cook good food?
No.
It's too spicy for you, huh?
Yeah, much too spicy. If you say it's not spicy, it's even too spicy for me.
No, I was in Netherlands, in fact in his city only, Den Bosch, and I stayed there for almost 9 days.
Okay.
And after I think 3 days, I was searching for an Indian restaurant. And fortunately, I found one near the place I was staying. And it was being run by a Sri Lankan family.
Okay.
And there I went and had dal and roti.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, we were eating burgers and so many dishes, which I don't remember. But during the mushroom days, they were serving us lunch. Okay. And I had some friends from India. They used to tell me, because I was alone in this booth, they used to tell me, I'm staying here, you go and have lunch. So first time when I went there, I said, where is the lunch? They said, this is the lunch. Okay. So I was expecting the sandwiches. So I thought it is just, I have to eat this sandwich with a cup of tea or coffee, and that is all. Okay. But somewhere else I will find the lunch. Okay. So they said, this is the lunch.
This is the lunch. Okay. What about you, Mr. Mark?
I've got a little bit the same story, only opposite.
Okay. I didn't even like chicken tikka that we had 2 nights before.
Should I give a real answer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I like, let's say I eat the rice, okay, and I eat the bread you make. Okay. Just to eat, to have something.
Okay. To survive.
I survive, yes. But it's also I know the restaurant you mentioned, and I one times I live in the city you visit, and we order oh, we will order Indian. And I have to say, it's really happened. And you can ask my wife in the future if you met her. We order it, we start to eat, and we order other food. We cannot eat the food.
Okay.
So I don't know. And I am also 30 years. That was the first time I was in India, and I eat the food, and maybe that's also the problem. And I would get ill. And I think your body have something. Okay, you eat that long time ago, but still in your mind is a problem. If you eat it, you get no. It's too spicy. So that's why I eat most of the time rice. And if you tell me it's really not spicy, I try a little bit and I can eat a little bit of it, but that's
Okay, so if we talk about mushroom, like in India, we make curry, like mushroom matar curry, something like that. How is it consumed in Europe? Just for pizzas or something else?
Yeah, no, on pizza with the meat and with egg, and we eat a lot. We can eat it everywhere, but you eat it with a lot of spices
yeah,
on it,
yeah.
and we don't.
Okay.
We have very poor dish on that way.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's what that's how we grow up.
Okay.
So that's the difference in the countries, and that's also what I like. Also, not okay. The food is now a little bit of problem, but it's not for me. It's not a problem. I like to enjoy other cultures, and also. Especially because I have to work with those people, not only Indian. I give the courses and I want to have a lot of interaction. And that's okay. I have quite a little bit of knowledge about mushroom growing, but I think the biggest job for this opportunity to give courses is to get people to talk and to talk about mushroom growing.
Okay.
And that's maybe to make a conclusion. Also in China, I like to do that. And everybody has his own points. And that's the most fun about visiting countries is to talk with people, to work with people with all different kinds of nationalities and to get free of it and to get speak freely about their problems, about their things, about their growing. And that's the most fun I have.
Amazing. That's really good. And
in fact, he knows Mr. Jan Klerken. He visited our office. We spent almost a day together in my office. Then we visited together to Manigro in Pune. And all the time, he was saying, curries are the future. Always he said, because he's into processing of mushrooms. I think they are the biggest processors of button mushrooms. And they are a Dutch company. So they almost a year back, they suggested us that everyone should get into curries. And that is why in last mushroom days, we launched our sister concern, our new brand, Curry Wale. And we are going to have curries made with mushrooms. Main ingredient will be mushrooms. And we will send it to Netherlands as well. Okay. So
hopefully not too spicy.
yes, because the idea came from a Dutch person.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think there must be good acceptability in Netherlands for curries and in the entire Europe.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So thank you so much, both of you, Mr. Mark, Mr. Anurag. It was a pleasure hosting both of you. I had a wonderful time listening to both your stories and about the mushroom industry. So I hope with whatever you have shared, people are more excited about entering into the mushroom industry so that you can also add values in their lives and they can also grow in this particular industry. So with this, we conclude this podcast. Once again, thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you very much.